Alright, so this is going to be a long, rambling video, but stick with me because I do have a point, I promise. Now, I want to talk about the whole monetization thing and the threat of gun channels being demonetized and why this is all such a big deal. Now, most of you guys out there get it. That's great, but by some of your comments, and it's not a lot, it's just a very, very few, some of you guys don't get it. And I understand that because there was a time back a few years ago when I was on YouTube where I felt the exact same way, but after 7.5 years my perspective has changed, and I want to explain that perspective to you from three different aspects. One of which is the aspect of, well, how does this affect the gun community online, on YouTube, on social media, in real life, and gun rights in general. And if after all is said and done you still don't agree with me, and you still think I'm whining and complaining because my money's being threatened, that's fine. We'll walk away as friends. I get it. But I at least want a chance to explain it to you. Because some of the comments I've been getting have been things like, shut up, stop whining, making videos is easy, you know, you're just pissed off because you're not going to get your free money anymore. You should do it because you love it, not because you're getting paid. And again, I would have thought the same thing a few years ago, but my perspective has changed. So let's talk about this from a few different perspectives. Perspective number one. Understand that Google and YouTube make billions of dollars of ad revenue off of the content that we all create. They maintain a website, and I'm still firmly a capitalist. But understand that even videos out there that have no ad on them draw people into that platform where Google and YouTube make billions of dollars in ad revenue. They draw eyeballs in, they draw people in who then may go and watch another video that does have ads on it because of that one video that brought them to the platform. In my opinion, if you post videos on YouTube, you should get a cut of the action. Now, obviously, it would be based on, how many views and things like that you get, obviously, and that's the way it is now, but you should get a cut because you are providing the content that brings people to the platform that they get paid billions of dollars for. That's perspective number one. Perspective number two is my personal perspective. When I first started on YouTube, I spent, 2-3 hours a week messing around with YouTube, posted a couple videos a week, going back and forth in comments, didn't really edit my videos at all, had a crappy computer, a crappy camera, all that kind of stuff, right? 7.5 years later, I now spend 20 to 25 hours a week doing this. Between making videos, posting videos, editing videos, doing 3 podcasts a week, answering comments, not just on YouTube, but all over social media, going back and forth and helping people do research because people come to me to want to know about different things, whether it be politics or gun related, prepping related. I spend 20 to 25 hours a week doing this. If I was not getting paid, I simply couldn't do that. And it's not because I don't want to, it's because I just wouldn't have the time to invest into this if I'm not getting compensated. I'd have to put that 20 to 25 hours a week into a job or my family to make it worthwhile. Now, I'd still try and do at least 1 podcast a week and still try and do a couple videos a week, but I wouldn't be able to put the time and effort into the channel because my time would be more valuable used somewhere else, period. I mean, that's just how it is. If you're not getting compensated to spend that much time every week doing something, eventually you kind of have to stop doing it that much because I have a family to take care of. And that's just how it is. Now, fortunately, I've grown to a point to where I make enough money every month that I can offset the money that I make at my regular job. So I don't have to get a job where I work 40 to 50 hours a week. I have a job that I work on average about 30 hours a week, and that gives me time to put into this channel. Now, some of you guys out there are going to say, well, fuck you. Why do you get paid to do something you like? I have a shitty job. Well, that's great. If you want to be bitter, that's fine. And I get it. There are people out there that are just bitter that they have to work a crappy job, and some people get to make at least a little bit of money to help offset their life and taking care of their family by doing something they love. And if you're that person, I get it. I understand. There's times I probably would be bitter as well, but that's just how it is from my personal perspective. I get to put in time and effort into something, and I get some compensation out of it, and it just so happens to be something that I really enjoy doing, and I wouldn't be able to do it if I wasn't getting paid. Perspective number 3. And this is a big one, and this is the one that's going to matter most to all of you out there. Understand that without monetization, without gun channels specifically being paid, people like James Yeager, Hickok 45, Iraq Veteran 8888, Mac, Nut and Fancy, Such, whoever, you would not have even heard of these people. Why? Because this would just be a hobby. And I can't explain to you how many people I saw early on in my YouTube days, even before I was making videos and I was just on YouTube, how many people I saw making great videos. And eventually, after 6 months or a year, or some of them even lasted 2 years, they just stopped making videos. And it wasn't because they didn't care, it's because life moves on. And eventually you have to put a hobby away. It's the reason why people don't have hobbies that last their entire lives. For the most part, I'm sure some people do. But eventually life gets in the way. You change jobs, you move, your family grows, whatever, and you simply can't continue to put time and effort into something that you don't get anything back out of, no matter how much you love it. And so you may say, well, that would suck, but there'd still be plenty of videos as some people dropped off and some channels died off. There'd be more channels that would come in and they last for 6 months to 2 years and then they die off, but more people would come in. And you'd say, well, there's still going to be content out there. It's just going to be from different people. It would rotate through. And that's great and all, except without those big channels that grow big and grow strong and put more and more time and effort and attention into what they're doing online, and they have that ability because they're getting compensated to do it, where do you think the gun community online would be? Because make no mistake, YouTube is the oldest and most powerful social media outlet out there. Some people say Facebook, but understand YouTube's been around longer than Facebook, than Twitter, than Instagram, and half the stuff posted on Facebook originated on YouTube. It's posting somebody's YouTube video, okay? YouTube is the core of social media online, and if you rip the heart of the gun community out of social media, out of YouTube, it starts to dissipate. And suddenly, when we live in a world where your social media presence, your online presence as a community, to fight for whatever your agenda is, and make no mistake, we have an agenda. We are trying to push a pro-gun narrative. And if all of a sudden our voice is squashed, it's not nearly as big as it is now because it's just a bunch of people making cell phone videos that get a few hundred or a few thousand views online on YouTube, and occasionally they have their little clicks on Facebook that nobody pays attention to. If we lose that presence, that strength, imagine where we would have been after Sandy Hook, after the Batman shooting, after the Orlando shooting, the Charleston shooting. Imagine where we would be when they came after our gun rights, and all of a sudden we're not a big, strong community with a big, strong online presence that you now have to be able to fight for what you want. What would have happened to our gun rights when not only do politicians not respect us, but they no longer fear us anymore? What happens to your gun rights then? Think about that. We live in an age where social media, where online presence is key to get anybody to pay attention to you, to get anybody to care about what you have to say. And the stronger we are online, the better we can protect our gun rights, period. You may blow all this off. You may say, I'm just complaining because I'm not getting my free money. That's fine. But I want you to really understand why monetization, allowing people to put time and effort into their channels, to grow their channels over the course of years, to become something more than just some guy making a cell phone video, to put a pro-gun voice and face out there that's positive, why that's so important. And it all starts with the ability for people to be paid for their time, to compensate them for the time and effort they put into something like this, because otherwise they simply wouldn't be able to do it. So there you go. Those are the three different perspectives I want you guys to look at this from. And if after all this, again, you still don't get it, hey, we're still friends, but I at least wanted the chance to explain it to you. So please, any questions, comments, leave that stuff down below. And as always, I appreciate you guys watching. We will talk to you later.